What's going on, guys? It's your boy Elisha here, and welcome back to Go. This is the show where we discuss everything in the world of football from the past week, and by we, I mean myself and you, the beautiful people of the world of football. This week we got a lot to talk about, from cup finals, precursor to the Champions League, all that good stuff. So let's get right to the business. So first up, big congratulations yet again to Bayern Munich for beating Leipzig 3-0 this week in the German Cup final. Now, Leipzig played a great game. It's not like Bayern completely dominated the whole match. It wasn't like that. As a matter of fact, Leipzig had the very first chance of the game, but Neuer is just a beast, injured or not. He's coming back stronger than ever, and he made some crucial saves for Bayern this week. But also, Lewandowski scoring the very first goal, beautiful header. Coleman, the second goal for Bayern, that first touch. Oh my God, he guided that ball from the skies, from the heavens, and planted it on the ground, and beep, 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 bing, 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 bing. 2-0. But yeah, man, yet again, one more trophy for Bayern Munich. It seemed like at the beginning of the season or midway through the season, like they weren't going to win anything because they were just struggling. Change of managers, boom, boom, boom. A little slip up from Dortmund there, pop, pop, pop. And they're right back on top of the Bundesliga and on top of Germany overall. But in other cup news, let's go over to Spain. The Copa del Rey was also this weekend, and the surprise winners are Valencia. They beat Barça 2-1. They were 2-0 up on Barcelona. 2-0. And again, it's one of those games just like the Leipzig. Valencia didn't dominate. Barça, of course, had the most possession. They were the most threatening team, but Valencia just made the most of what they had. Messi was able to pull one back, but it just wasn't enough. I mean, they did it. You can't. As a Barca fan, I can't really complain because it wasn't a horrible game. It's just the offense wasn't there. The fact that Suarez was missing, and he announced that it was due to an injury that he suffered during the Liverpool game, but he had surgery, so he couldn't be in that game even though he really wanted to. I mean, he did say that it was against his will that he didn't play, but one player not being there, we have the offensive power that Barca has is ridiculous, and they should not be just in a cup final. One goal by Messi. Come on, we just should have done a lot better. I'm not stressing over it because, to be honest, we're still feeling that wound, man. Those shots from that Liverpool game still hurt to this day. So right now, the Copa del Rey, it doesn't hurt as much. It would have been nice to have that second trophy, but it's really nothing to complain about. But then also a lot of fans, it was actually trending Valverde out this week after the game, during the game, and it's like fans think that every time a team loses, every time there's a bad spell, that it's the coach's fault. I mean, Barca aren't playing badly. It seems like there's a little more fire that they're lacking, especially, again, mentioning the Liverpool game again. When Liverpool started scoring on them, they really didn't show that will to fight back and get back into the game or even score again. There's a little fire that's missing from there. Maybe it's the players getting old. Maybe it's the youth not getting enough time, so they're not adjusting well enough to the team. I don't know. Maybe it was just a bad season, but there's something missing, that extra kick that's missing at Barca, and it's not Valverde's fault. He's definitely a great coach, and he can take them to great places if the team cooperates and if everybody works together. That's how it works. It's a team effort. Not everything that happens wrong in the team, let's change coaches. Come on. Which is also a good point to the whole Tuchel situation, who has just extended his contract with PSG until 2021. And it's weird because, I say that about the players being accountable for the teams not playing well, but PSG is taking so many L's this year. I'm wondering if in this case it's not the coach's fault. And I can't really all the way say that because at the same time, Ligue 1 is not at the same level as a lot of the other European leagues. So when they get into the Champions League, they're kind of, the competition that they're facing is a little too intense. But then again, in the end of the season, they've been losing a lot of Ligue 1 games. I mean, right before the games that they could have won early to finish the season off and get that trophy, they were losing late in the season. So it kind of shows you it's definitely on both sides, but I'm guessing that the owners of the team see something in him and they see a good future if he stays with the team. So let's see what he's got going on for the next few years. I'm excited. Can PSG actually get their stuff together and make it into the Champions League final? Because I don't think Neymar can actually get the Ballon, or Mbappe can get the Ballon d'Or without it. It seems like an absolute requirement nowadays to get the Ballon d'Or. You got to get that Champions League trophy. But in speaking of Ballon d'Or, the favorite by far contender for the Ballon d'Or this year, Messi, just won his 6th European Golden Shoe. 36 goals this season in La Liga, top scorer, won the Pichichi Award a week or two ago. Congratulations, Lil. And for the 3rd time in a row, he does this like it's nothing. He just keeps stacking up goals in La Liga, in the Champions League for Argentina, except when it matters. But no shade, all right? He's definitely, what more can we say about Messi that we haven't already said? Moving on to the Serie A, and speaking of 36, Fabio Carriarella is 36 years old and has just been named the top scorer of the Serie A, 26 goals. And what's crazy is this man is 36 years old. 36. And during the past 4 to 5 years, every year he's improved. His goal tally, his assists have all been increasing. This man went from 30, 32, 31 years old to 36, and he's actually gotten better. Really aging like some fine Italian wine. Good for you. And also in other Serie A news, Atalanta has finally sealed their first ever Champions League spot, 69 points, and they had to go down to the very last game. It was between AC Milan and Inter, who also won their game this weekend against Sassuolo, but finally Atalanta, and I love seeing things like this. This is why I discuss so much the whole Getafe situation in La Liga, because I like seeing the underdogs, the smaller teams. They have a consistent season. They rack up a lot of points. They play very well. They give the bigger teams a run for their money, and they secure their spot in European football next year. That's what I like to see. Shout out Atalanta. Shout out Inter Milan too, getting back into the rhythm of things, securing their spot in the Champions League. I want to see some tougher competition next year in the Champions League. I mean, we don't want to see the big clubs, especially this year, having so many upsets. It's going to make it even more entertaining when the smaller teams start really putting in that work. But now let's take it all the way back over here in the U.S. In MLS news, LA Galaxy beat Orlando City 1-0, and also LAFC beat Montreal 4-2, and which is ironic since the Toronto Raptors just won the series conference finals 4-2 against Milwaukee. Listen, Toronto, go over to Montreal real quick. Have a little talk with them about winning. Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry and all them men, them. Hey, yeah, I know it's a football show, whatever. Don't talk about basketball. I watch the NBA playoffs, okay? I watch it. You should too. It's entertaining, especially at this point. The finals is on. Go over and take a look. The Red Bulls were able to redeem the Big Apple's honor and beat Cincinnati 2-0. Shout out Cincinnati. Shout out Cat Williams and everybody else from the 513 up in there in Cincinnati doing what it do. But with that being said, DC got a little bit of a lead over Philly, 1 point right now in the East. So they've got their little lead or whatever, but Philly's keeping the pressure. It's not yet over. We're climaxing right now in the season. Pause. But in the Western Conference, LAFC got a strong 7-point lead over Seattle, and they've been at the top of their conference throughout the whole season. It seems like they're securing their spot in the finals, in the playoffs right now. LA has just been complete powerhouse. LAFC is, they're letting up a little bit more, but as I've said, the season is just getting started. So I'm excited to see how this is gonna unroll, who's gonna climb up, who's gonna start slipping down, because no spot is guaranteed at this point. And now let's get a little bit into the little side news, the little whispers, and what I like to call word on the social streets. Yeah. So as you guys know, Allegri, Juventus' coach, just announced that he'll be leaving the club. Well, he's actually left the club. That is the end of the season. But with that being said, now there's news of who's going to replace him. Maybe it's Mourinho. There's a lot more rumors about Sarri, Chelsea's current coach, leaving and taking over that spot. I mean, he is Italian, so it makes sense, and he's definitely not a bad manager, but with his style of play and the way he's been leading Chelsea and all the fiascos, and also with Kepa and the disrespect and the fact that he doesn't seem to have a tight grip on his team, and when you're coaching Ronaldo and a lot of these other big names and big characters, Dybala and all of them, you kind of need to have more of a presence. Allegri, like, you look at him and he looks like he's straight out of Gotham. Like he has that face with no eyebrows, like, boo. You need that. You need that to be a little bit more scary to direct a team like Juventus. And speaking of Juventus, it seemed like Dybala has made it completely clear that he's not leaving Juventus. Stop with the rumors about him leaving. I feel like a lot of times there's just random stuff just pop out for no reason. Dybala's staying. He's staying. Also, see, Juventus is just making a whole lot of hoax, a whole lot of rumor headlines this week. Pep also came out and made it very clear that he is not going to be replacing Allegri as the Juventus coach. Also, not going to happen. But a more probable transfer right now that's circulating is Sane going to Bayern Munich. Now, the coach has made it clear that they're actively pursuing him and they really want him on the team, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, he's one of the best German players out right now, and especially since, it would be good for him to go back to Germany and play for arguably the greatest club in Germany right now. I mean, look at how their season just unveiled, and he will be a great addition to the offense of that team, especially with Robin and Ribéry leaving. And maybe that'll get him a lot more respect from Joachim Löw and from the German association overall, so that he doesn't miss out on another major competition like the World Cup. I mean, he definitely should have been on that squad. So maybe going to Bayern will actually increase his chance of securing his spot on the German national team for the future. But not least, Sterling teasing people a little bit and hinting that he might be playing in the MLS very, very soon. Maybe not very soon, but he said that the US is definitely a country where he'd like to play in the future. And he made a stop in New York this week, also recorded a little something with Trevor Noah, which I'm looking forward to see what they had cooking up. But other than that, looking forward to this week. Wednesday is the Europa League final. Chelsea versus Arsenal, and Saturday is the big main event. More videos about that coming soon this week. Champions League final, 4 English teams in European top competition finals. Shout out to the Premier League, shout out to England. Yeah, okay. I have nothing to say. La Liga, take a backseat for now, because I can't defend you this season. The Prem's been killing it. But also, as time goes on, as the summer approaches, more and more build-up for the international competition, the Women's World Cup, the Gold Cup, the African Cup of Nations, Copa America, and also the Nations League finals. I'm excited. There's going to be, if you're not watching football this summer, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing, my guy? There's too much football to be watching for you to not be. Stop playing with me. It's it's a bunch of international competition. Get on it. But guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this week in football news. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like for it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel also for more and more goal. More every single week in football. Also, make sure you check out the music and the social media. Follow your boy on the gram and all of that other good stuff. I'll see you guys next time on Goal. Peace.